What's up, guys? Trev here, and today I am taking a look at the newest Hot Wheels collaboration they have done, this time with the Museum of Modern Art, or MoMA, in a series of two models. We have the, let's turn this around, the Jaguar E-Type Roadster and the Citroen DS23 sedan. Now, oddly enough, these are actually being shipped out separately. What that means is I ordered both of these as one order because they dropped at the same time. They shipped them out separately and they arrived on different days. I'm recording this on Thursday, November 20th. This arrived yesterday on the 19th. This just arrived today. So I've been holding on this for a whole day, and I've been getting very anxious because I want to open these, and I thought they would arrive at the same time, and they did not. So, yeah, I'm going to start off with the Jaguar. The outer box is very nice. This is a new collaboration that Hot Wheels did with the Museum of Modern Art. They also did a bunch of other, Mattel did a bunch of other collaborations with like Little People, Barbie, Magic 8 Ball. I think there's an Uno deck. They did a bunch of stuff, as well as two Hot Wheels releases. The packaging is pretty nice. It's got a nice premium feel to it. You have the illustrations of the car, Mattel Creations logo, the kind of ghost Hot Wheels logo, legalese all over this thing, and a bit of a blurb about the car. So these two cars are in the Museum of Modern Art's collection. They also have some other stuff, including a smart car, like an old Jeep, an old Porsche. They have a Ferrari F1 car. They have a Volkswagen Beetle, and I think a really rare Pininfarina. All right, I'm gonna try and very carefully open this. These were $45 each. I believe they're both still available, probably due to the high price. And I just want to open them up and see if they're worth it, because these are very interesting to me in terms of like casting and all that, because these are new castings and they're made very interesting. Oh my, okay, this is different. So here's the it's like a big case. There's a little drawer here that actually opens up to reveal this little booklet. So come on, there we go. Yeah, you get a little booklet. There's the car itself, and you can open this up and take a look at it. Museum of Modern Art. Look at a bunch of photos here. There's the car. A bunch of facts, Hot Wheels. That's cool. Gives you some information. It's a really nice box, and we open it up. The packaging's really cool. I'm gonna take this off the acrylic case, just because I want to get that. Okay, got it. I want to get the plastic piece out of here. So the back here is actually printed. Oh yeah, look at that. Here's the back. Look at that. So the packaging on this is very nice. You have the inside, which is detailed. It is like a museum exhibition. You can see the car here is on the bottom there. You can see there's like a no touching sign. So this really does feel like a museum display / exhibit. The packaging here is really cool. And if I put this back on, I'm not going to put it all the way on because I am going to unscrew it from the base and open it up. Actually, can I even unscrew it? I think I can. Oh, the drawer. Oh, I think the drawer will lead to it. Okay. It's very nice, though. The packaging's really cool on this, and we're going to take a look at both of them. We're taking a look at both of them today. So I think if I just slide that out, let me take the booklet. Take that out. Yeah, the screws are right there. I'm gonna put the little pocket knife over there off the side, get my screwdriver. I might actually display these as is, because the packaging on this is actually really nice, and it's a really cool collaboration. And I'm very interested in these castings because, well, they're different in that they almost look like Elite 6.4 quality in terms of the way they look. It's very different, and both of these are new castings. We have not seen them before. Well, the Jaguar E-Type, we have seen a couple versions from Hot Wheels. They did an RLC version back in 2023, and they also have the lightweight E-Type they did in premium. I think it was back in 2019. That one's not coming out. I'm just going to leave it there. All right. Here it is. So, here is the model. This is very, very interesting. You have the base here. You can see the exhaust. It looks like that's actually a separate piece. Yes, it is. The base is metal on this, right? Yeah, that's a metal base. You have the screw in the back. You got the exhaust. A little bit of, almost it looks like glue or something. That just kind of came off, thankfully. It's a nice dark blue color. You have uniquely tooled wheels. These are new wheels, probably made specifically for this car with the tread. So that's really sweet. Wheel looks good. You do have some trim there on the side. You have the front bumper, which I think is a separate piece. It looks like it is. The headlights are lensed details, as you can see. There's the Jaguar emblem there. With the grille. There's the back. The license plate cover. Oh, that's, I think, supposed to... Is that supposed to be the spare tire on the bottom, maybe? I actually don't know. Maybe it's a hole for the rivet. There's the taillights. I don't know if those are a separate piece or they're part of the casting. They're actually part of the casting, the rear lights. And the bumper, the rear bumper, which is another separate piece. A lot of separate pieces on this. This really does feel like an Elite 6.4 casting. You have Jaguar there on the trunk. You have the... This is the Roadster, so it does have the convertible top. You have the seats, which are gold. And look at the detail on that steering wheel right there. Look at that. The steering wheel is actually like properly detailed. And it looks like it may even be a separate piece. The middle part there is detailed. You have the windshield with some trim on it as well. And the party trick is that this does have an opening hood. So it does open up forward, and you can see the engine details there, which look nice. Looks really good. It's a very nice model. It's a very nice model. Yeah, that's the Jaguar. Really cool. I actually like this. The packaging's really cool, and the models themselves, the fact that they're new castings, and they're kind of Elite 6.4 quality build, really makes them look like showroom pieces. I love, look at the steering wheel there. I think, did they even get the Jaguar badge on there? I am trying to, oh, they even have the speedometers detailed. You can see them in there. That's actually crazy. That's crazy interior detail. That is nuts. Wow. Yeah, this is cool. The seats may even be separate pieces. They actually look like they are. I'm trying to get my camera to focus on them. It's having a bit of a hard time. That's really cool. That's a really nice one. I dig that a lot. You got the reflectors on the side. That's cool. Even a little mirror there. You have a little side mirror, which looks like it is also a separate piece. So this is really like an Elite 6.4 quality build. And this is really nice. This is really nice. This is, I think, like and of course it rolls very nicely. I think this is the third E-Type from Hot Wheels, because they did the RLC one a couple years ago, and then the lightweight E-Type. All right, the next one I'm actually very curious about, because there's something on Mattel's site that gets me a little worried. This is the Citroen. Very interesting. I think Matchbox has done this model, not Hot Wheels. And compared to some of the other stuff in the MoMA collection, the Citroen is an interesting pick. It's a cool pick. But yeah, I'm going to carefully slice this open. Like that. And there is something on the Mattel Creation site that I was reading before the video that said that this had a plastic base. I think it was like a black, it said something like semi-gloss black plastic chassis, which, if that's the case, I don't know, because well, these costed Lord. These cost $45 a piece. And for this to have a plastic base would be kind of, I don't know. This has a teal outside instead of a, let me move the Jaguar packaging over there. I'm going to just move some of this stuff around just for space reasons. Just keep everything, trying to keep everything together. I don't need the knife anymore. Put the screwdriver there, put the Jaguar here. Okay, Citroen, here's the model. I am curious if this actually does have a plastic base. You have, let's look at the booklet. It is nice and teal. The packaging's really cool on this. I like the little drawer for the booklet. So again, Museum of Modern Art. You have the Citroen, contemporary of Henry Ford and Ferdinand Porsche. Andre Citroen would make the car. I really like this. This really just kind of feel like a museum sort of exhibition. And then you have the same Hot Wheels page as the Jaguar book. These are really cool. All right. So once again, the packaging. Trying to take off the acrylic case. Come on. There we go. Once again, the back there is printed, so you can see it is like a museum floor. You have the wood flooring, no touch. And I just think that's really cool. Really nice details. Now, the question is, oh, I think it is a plastic base. Oh boy, a plastic base on something like this. The Jaguar being metal makes sense because I think they do have to color match the base, because if you look at the Jaguar, like the base comes around on the side, so they'd have to color match it with the body. The Citroen getting a plastic base is a very interesting decision. You'd think they would do metal because this is a premium product, but I guess not. I'm trying to be careful. It actually is a bit hard to unscrew because of the drawer. I do like the packaging a lot, though. This actually is really cool. And Hot Wheels doing a Citroen this Citroen is a very interesting pick, and I'm here for it. It's cool. Once again, I think Matchbox did one. This definitely feel like a Matchbox. I'm trying to not. Gosh, this screw in the front. You get to watch me struggle with screws. I couldn't cut this out because I got to do it. I already did a cut in this video. Come on. Oh, this thing is, I think it's just on really tight. I'm getting it. Okay. I'm having to like, oh. They really don't want you to open these. They want these to stay on the base, but I must take it off for science. Okay, I got it. Okay, let me take a break. Got it. Okay. Oh. That was a workout. Okay, where did that plastic piece go? It's on the floor. I might bump the tripod. Okay. Alrighty. I think this does, in fact, have a plastic base. So, well, they weren't wrong. They didn't lie, but I kind of hoped it was maybe a false description. I also just realized this is going to be a really big pain to try and put back in the package with all the stuff. Are these the same size? Because I think they are. Yeah, this is going to be a big pain to put back together. Okay, well, Citroen. It is, in fact, a plastic base. So that is plastic, which is an interesting pick. The exhaust here is still a separate piece. You do have this kind of disc wheel, which is a new wheel type. Tires do have tread on them, which is cool. Same with the Jaguar. I don't know if I made a point of that, but it does have tread. You do have the side mirror on here, which is a separate piece. You have the doors here. They don't open. Almost looks like they could. Door handles are printed on. There's a little keyhole. Here's the back. Looks like it's an inserted piece with the exhaust, which actually does have a black tip there with the rear bumper. There's your Citroen badging. Looks like there's orange on the paint. The paint looks like it's, yeah, it looks like there might be some paint issues here. There's a couple little bubbles there. It almost looks like there's some orange peel, which is very interesting. Yeah, there's like another bubble there. So there's actually some little paint flaws in this one. There's the other side. Once again, you do get the lens details for the headlights. You have the inserted grille, which looks pretty good. The interior, I'm very curious about. Okay, that's very detailed. The seats look like they're separate pieces and they're red. Actually, the mirror is in there in the dash right there. Trying to see if there's any other details in there. I cannot tell. The Jaguar was very detailed. This one looks like there might be some detail in there. Yeah, it looks like there's some printing in there. Not as much as the Jaguar. And it is very hard to kind of look inside. Looks like the steering wheel has a little bit of printing. I mean, there is interior detail, but it's very hard to see. Now, this does have an opening hood. There we go. I think that's the spare tire right there with some engine detailing. Looks pretty good. Hood opens. And it closes. Bit of a very large gap right there. I think that's just what they had to do to get the hood to open on this. Side mirror, once again, separate piece. It looks like little mud flaps there or something. That is the Citroen. A bit disappointed. It looks like I said, there were some paint flaws. You can see on the back there on the trunk how there's some bubbling, and on the side. That pillar's printed in white. Oh, look at that. There's some detailing even on the back right there. That's cool. Trying to show off every angle. Bit disappointed it's a plastic base. I don't know why the decision was made to make it a plastic base. It's I don't know how to feel about that. Rolls nicely. That is the Museum of Modern Art Hot Wheels collaboration. That is that. It's very interesting. I will say I really like the packaging. The Jaguar's really nice. If you're going to get one, get the Jaguar. This looks really good. The quality's good. It is metal on metal. The interior is incredibly detailed. Like the speedometer, getting the speedometers in there's crazy work. This is a really nice one. The Citroen is an interesting pick, but I think the execution, the plastic base is a bit of because when you're paying $45, you kind of expect premium quality. The details are pretty good on it. But with a couple little paint issues and the plastic base, I don't know. But I will say the packaging is really cool. I'm definitely going to screw these back onto the base and display them as is because the packaging is superb. And that is the Hot Wheels Museum and Museum of Modern Art collaboration. I think the Jaguar is cool. The Citroen, I think could have been a little better. But it's still a very... Oh, wait. There's another paint flaw right there. You zoom in. Looks like it's the silver from the door handle kind of oversprayed onto the door there. So it's a bit of like a silver splatter. You can see it right there. And yeah, you can see there's two little paint bubbles there. A couple more paint bubbles there. The Jaguar didn't look like it had paint bubbles. Yeah, I don't see any. Also, look at the lines on the hood there. Like the trim. I really love the Jaguar. I do really like the Jaguar. This one's really good. The Citroen, there's just a few little blemishes, and also, like I said, the plastic base is a bit of a... Yeah, look. Oh, you know what? Look at the size difference, too. Look at that. But I think it's interesting they've done them like this. It almost does feel like, you know, there are display pieces. Like, it's almost like Elite 6.4 quality. It's a very cool collaboration. I actually like it. I just, you know, wish the Citroen maybe was executed a little better. Metal base would have helped a lot, especially when they're $45 a piece. But yeah, finally, that's all I had to say. I was going to try and end it, and then I noticed another paint flaw with the Citroen. But yeah, that's the collaboration. I like it. Price maybe a bit too much, but the presentation's cool. And this Jaguar is really, really sweet. And yeah, that's my thoughts on this new and interesting collaboration between Hot Wheels and the Museum of Modern Art.